Yeah, he really likes Chris Letang, so yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good that he's comparing himself to a player like him. I think I tend to think of guys a little further back, but speed and skill. I think he's very dynamic. I think he's a player that can impact your team down the road here, and we just couldn't let him go by.
Brian was saying earlier tonight that the instructions are for you guys to start looking at kids, the year before they're draft eligible, obviously. And this kid came on the radar last year, but who was it that kind of said, hey, let's keep an eye on Morgan Rielly and Moose Jaw?
Well, I think all along, we knew about him. I mean, we saw him play last year a number of times, and then he actually played in the under-18 tournament last year as a 17-year-old or 16, 17-year-old. So we saw him there, and he was already making an impact at that age. And, the parts of his game just translate so much to the way the game is now, the speed, the skill, the hockey sense. He's not a real physical kid, but he's working on that part of it. But he's really bright, positions himself well, and he has that ability to get the puck out of your end in a variety of ways, and can also quarterback a power play. So
is he a kid you already
have? Yeah.
That's not a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing. And in an ideal world, of course, we would have liked to have taken a center, but at that particular spot, he's just such a talent that we just, for us, we had him pretty high on our list, so there was no way we were going to let him go by.
Dave, Dan Boyle's another comparison, and the ability to hit a winger or centerman on the fly, in traffic, tape to tape, really stood out for some of the scouts.
Yeah, and he's got speed to burn. I mean, that's my thing with him, is that he just, I joked, I remember bumping into their GM. I got to see him play early in the year, actually, and I bumped into their GM, and I said, I really like your power play breakout. He said, what do you mean? I said, well, just give it to Rielly and let him go. So, and he can weave his way up through the ice, or he can make those passes. He finds people, and he has that speed that he can separate himself.
Do you use Jake as a comparison, and maybe 3 years from now at age 21, he might be able to make the big club?
Jake's was a little different in his draft year than Morgan, but I think the potential is there. I mean, obviously, he had that major injury, and we did all the homework on that and made sure everything was okay. And I mean, the fact that he came back and played is a testament to his work ethic and the care I think he got from his team and the people around him, because he had a very aggressive rehab. Our doctors were very impressed with how far he came in such a short time. So, we'll see. He's definitely got to get stronger. But the last time I talked to him the other day, I asked him about how much his leg had actually atrophied muscle-wise, and he said he was almost back to his legs being even. So, he's a 200-pound kid right now. So he's not a fragile build of a young player. So. He's going to need time to get actually back to your original question here, but he's going to need time to, get his stamina back. But he's already going to be at that Super Series here in the summer.
Brian was talking about his combine numbers. Was that a cementing factor in going?
Yeah.
Or is
it all goes together, really. I mean, his numbers were great for a guy that hadn't, that had been out for so long. So. That combined with the fact that, after the under-18 tournament, I came back and I flew right back out west that next day to go watch him play. And the way he played after being out for so long was remarkable, how good he played and, how well he processed the game and the speed that he did have, despite the fact that he'd been out so long. So there was a number of factors. And I think, his character references from his coaches and the people around him too were very, very good. So, again, it's a whole. There's a lot of different pieces that come together to make that decision, but that combine component was, it's important as well.
How do you shape up tomorrow? How does it look for you?
Well, I'm surprised that our list was a lot tighter than I thought it was going to be. Coming into this first round, based on what you heard, and that it was going to be all over the place. But I'm finding we've crossed a lot of names off of our first round, so. We still have some guys we really like there. So we're looking forward to it. I mean, I think it's also a very movable pick if we decide we want to do something there. But, obviously Brian and Dave will, will do some things, and then we'll see how it plays out. But there's guys there we like.
Mike Matheson's gone. Obviously, you guys liked him. Brian mentioned something about a goaltender. Only one's gone so far, so that appears to be wide open for you people.
No, there's two. Vasilevsky and Subban went. There's a couple there. I'm not sure what we're going to do just yet. We're going to go back to the hotel tonight and, huddle up and kind of look and see what's left on the table and see where we go with that tomorrow.